am out catching flies for my spiders.
You haven't been eating them again, have you, Renfield?
No.
What is it like, Renfield? When you swallow a fly, does it continue to flutter in your throat? And the taste, Renfield? What does a fly taste like?
Like a chestnut.
Raw or roasted?
No, you see, the flies are for my spiders, and the spiders are for the sparrows. Oh, Dr. Sir, have you gotten me a cat? Or even a kitten?
Still making inquiries?
You see, a kitten would do, for I could pet him, stroke him, and he would soon grow into a cat, and I could feel the warmth of his life and his blood. And I have the sparrows, and he would love the sparrows.
And what I discover, Renfield, that the cat which had eaten the sparrows had in turn been eaten by you.
But that is life, is it not, Doctor? You see, there is that which eats, and that which is eaten. And that which is eaten carries on in the life of that which eats. Therefore, there is no death. Ever. Only life. But now, if I could but have a wee bit more sugar, I think it will be good for me.
And the flies?
Yes, the flies. You see, the flies like the sugar, and I like the flies. Therefore, I liked it.
Oh, Mrs. Harker, how is dear Lucy?
My niece is still sleeping, and most peacefully.
Thank God. Do you think it possible we might have a marriage on Sunday?
Oh, I think it best, Dr. Seward, that there be no further wedding plans until this strange melody, which has affected my niece, has been determined.
Perhaps Professor Van Helsing would be of help.
Professor Van Helsing?
England's foremost metaphysicist. Professor Van Helsing is arriving today to observe Renfield. But I also plan to call attention to Lucy's condition.
You would have a metaphysicist examine Lucy. You, a doctor, a man of science.
There are sometimes things, Mrs. Harker, beyond the realm of science.
My late husband was a student of the occult. Do you think that possibly Lucy could...
Dr. Seward, may I have a word with you for a moment?
Of course, Abigail. Speak out.
Privately, if you don't mind, sir. It's about him, the loony.
And what have you been doing, young Mr. Renfield?
Oh. You see, I was out catching flies, and the flies would be for my spiders, and the spiders would be for my sparrows. Oh, Dr. Seward has promised to get me a cat, or maybe even a kitten.
Renfield!
Yes.
The sparrows in your room are missing, Renfield.
Are they?
What's happened to the sparrows, Renfield?
Well, I must have let them all go.
You ate them, Renfield, didn't you?
Oh, but they are life-giving, like a cat or a kitten.
There are to be no more sparrows, or spiders, or flies.
But I need life to give me life, Doctor.
There will be tea and cakes, and sausage.
Oh, no. See, those are all dead.
Back to your room, Renfield.
Dr. Seward, why do you insist on keeping that young man
Renfield is highly important to the research I am conducting.
Each time I venture down the hallway past his room, I dare not look in for fear of what I might see. Lucy is all I have now. You do understand.
Of course, Mrs. Harker.
This has been her dream. Lucy's dream. To be mistress of a country manor.
And so shall she be. With you here, Mrs. Harker, to assist her.
Yes. I truly believe, Dr. Seward, that having this young man hereabouts with Lucy in her present condition is most inadvisable.
Oh, Renfield is really quite harmless, except for his zoophagous tendencies.
Zoophagous?
The belief that only living food can bring to life. Renfield is, in this respect, like a cobra, for example, which must eat only breathing animals, or perish.
This cat he spoke about.
Renfield craves a cat as food.
And if you gave him the cat, Dr. Seward, what would be the next step? Please, send him away for my sake, for Lucy's sake.
My work with Renfield is in the interest of science.
You would place science above Lucy, whom you love, whom we both love?
I shall send him away.
Good.
After Professor Van Helsing is seen. Professor Van Helsing feels there are metaphysical ramifications in Renfield's behavior of interest to the occult world. The professor is expected at 8.
Well, it is almost 8 now. Professor Van Helsing has arrived.
Please show the professor in.
Dr. Seward.
Professor Van Helsing.
You are Professor Van Helsing?
Mrs. Harker, aunt of my affianced.
Why is it, Doctor, that only the female of the species is shocked by my presence?
Oh, not shocked, my dear lady, I assure you.
Surprised, then?
Well, yes. Surprised to that, I do confess.
The whip I carry because it lends authority, and it serves to characterize. In metaphysics, dear lady, we deal with time and space and sensory appearance. Appearance, which may be the only true reality. Coulson feels that all knowable things are inner psychical realities beneath an outer physical appearance. To characterize is the first step in creating a physical appearance. Do you not agree, Dr. Seward?
In part. It is a great honor to have you here, Professor Van Helsing.
And it's a great adventure for me to be here. All the world waits in eager anticipation your work with young Renfield.
Soon you shall meet Renfield and be able to observe him.
He is important, not only to the world in medical science, but to me also in metaphysics.
Professor Van Helsing, metaphysics deals with the supernatural, does it not?
Only partly. We deal with the question of being, seeking that unity which lies beneath the multiplicities of phenomena. We seek to go beyond the senses, beyond perception and apperception, from the conscious to the unconscious, into the world of phenomena. My particular area of interest is in the extension of being. See, like Renfield, who seeks to extend his being to the devouring of insects, I seek to extend my being to the human memories of others. I characterize myself. You will remember me, Mrs. Harker, long after I am gone, and to be remembered by someone who arrived. It's a form of immortality, is it not? You see, Mrs. Harker, I work at character. Character's destiny, and I seek a unique destiny. Cigar?
Oh, dear me, no.
I picked up the rice in Turkey, along with others. But this is the only acquired rice I've been able to get from British customs.
There's another matter, Professor, which is of the greatest concern to us, and in which you may be of help. A fortnight ago, there was to be a marriage here, between Miss Lucy and myself. but my affiance suddenly developed strange symptoms.
Oh?
We thought it best to postpone the marriage, Mrs. Harker and I.
And what were these strange symptoms?
Shortly upon her arrival here, Lucy, my fiancée, became very weak, commenced sleepwalking.
She has walked in her sleep before, but never like this, as if being called by some strange force, some evil force.
By evil.
But surely that which is unnatural must be evil.
And were there any changes to her physical condition other than this weakness?
None, except for 2 small pinpricks about the throat.
We feel that poor Lucy must have cut herself while securing her scarf.
2 marks about the throat. Nothing more than that?
Nothing.
Ha! A mystery! A mystery to be pursued!
Oh, no, Renfield, don't leave. Stay. Renfield, this is Professor Van Helsing.
Has she come to look at me?
No, the professor is my friend, to be a guest here.
No. No, you cannot fool me. No. You have come to look at me. You think I'm strange because I eat spiders.
Come, my young friend. Sit next to me.
Are you a doctor?
I am a professor of metaphysics.
Metaphysics.
We deal with the physical, the psychical, and the spiritual. The physical being what an observer may see on the outside. The psychical, what is felt from within. And the spiritual is the self-effacement of matter. Matter being one spirit to another.
Oh, yes.
We metaphysicians deal with life. Life both here and beyond. Life on all its manifest levels. The transference of life.
Transparency is, I know.
What do you know, Renfield?
You see, there's life in everything. There's life in a fly, and that life can be transferred. And life in a spider, and that life can be transferred. And life in a sparrow, and that life can be transferred. So I eat the fly. I swallow it. It becomes part of me, part of my life. And the spider I swallow becomes part of me, part of my life. And the sparrow I swallow becomes part of me, part of my life. Then I am no longer merely Renfield. I am also the fly, and the spider, and the sparrow. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. And Dr. Seward understands.
Do you understand, Doctor?
Yes, Renfield, I understand.
Out there, all is life. But what is life? Life is, after all, merely waiting for something other than what we are currently doing. And death is all that we depend upon.
Fascinating! Is it possible that in Renfield we have found the metaphysical linking being we have been searching for? The expression of eternal desire seemingly in good health and spirits?
Correct.
Then developed a general weakness with no other signs of any malady?
None whatsoever.
Except for the marks upon her foot.
The pinpricks.
And then Miss Lucy sleepwalks. Where does she venture?
There on the balcony mostly, but once to Carfax,
Carfax?
the neighboring estate.
A most goodly gentleman lives there. He brought her back to us.
Still sleeping?
Yes.
Strange, you should not have tried to make her up.
Lucy!
Aunt Emily. Aunt Emily.
Here, my dear. Here.
Do you hear the bells? Church bells. Away. Oh, see, coming up the steps a bride. But all alone. She stops. Someone steps towards her, takes her hand, and they enter. But it is not a church. It is not a church. And the bells are not joyous wedding bells, but bells tolling death.
Follow her, Mrs. Harker. Remain at her side, particularly at the railing. Anyone who fell would meet instant death.
Are there wolves about?
Dogs from the neighboring estate, Carfax. Tonight is the full moon.
And also, St. George's Eve.
St. George's Eve?
It is an old superstition from Middle Europe. When the clock strikes 12, all evil things in the world will have full sway. Have you never heard? Listen to me carefully, Dr. Sewell, and ask no questions. Outside the front doorway to your house, there is a wild rosbush.
A what?
A wild rosbush. And nearby, a mountain ash. Bring me a wild rose from that bush. And a branch from the mountain ash. And on the kitchen with oil. And from the hurricane. Don't be out! There's no time to lose!
Oh, no,
costume down here. Well, good night, miss. Here, Dr. Stewart. A bit of tea will make the world seem a bit brighter.
I still cannot believe that Lucy is dead.
Please, Dr. Stewart, do have a bit of tea. She was such a gentle soul. Just as you are gentle. And thoughtful.
How did Miss Lucy regard me, Mrs. Harker? I mean, did she think me dull?
That is the very question she asked me. Did you think her dull?
We cannot all be Professor Van Helsing's.
No, there must be contrast. Perhaps I say that because I am somewhat shy and retiring, and the professor is much like the count.
In what way?
They are both proud, very proud.
But they will both be remembered, Mrs. Harker.
Yes, they will both be remembered.
That's where she is, Miss Lucy. Out on Hampstead Heath.
Yes, Renfield.
In a marble tomb she is.
Yes, in a marble tomb.
Don't cry. The master says there is no death. Whilst there is life, there is no death.
You left your box there on the table, Renfield, your box of studies. Renfield seems very upset about Lucy's death. They had become very close before she died.
Perhaps Renfield, in some way, sensed Lucy's impending death. Perhaps Lucy herself knew that death approached. To take her in his arms, not I, but death.
Professor Van Helsing, won't you have a bit of tea?
Nothing will give me more pleasure, dear lady. Have you seen today's paper?
Not another incident on the heath. Oh dear, I hope not.
Unfortunately, yes. All under the same circumstances. Children playing, enticed away by a beautiful young lady, and then being found.
Those poor dear children.
And then being found. All with the same marks on the foot.
Perhaps a rat or a small dog.
Tell me, Dr. Stewart, what did Miss Lucy die?
Of nervous prostration, followed by a great waste or loss of blood.
And how was this blood lost or wasted?
That I do not know, Professor Van Helsing.
Do you feel, Doctor, that what science cannot explain? That there's nothing to explain?
Science seeks to collect all possible evidence based on sensible phenomena.
Aha! The senses. what we can see and what we can feel. But if I move the bell, we may hear ding dong. We know this because of our sense of hearing. Now, if we lack that sense, we would not know about the ding dong. True? Is it not possible, Doctor, that there are other senses that we lack that would tell us even more about this bell? We must assume that there are other stimuli that are beneath the threshold of an unconsciousness. Or, and would you not agree, that there may be many stimuli that are beyond our mere sensory capabilities? Tell me, Doctor, do you believe in corporeal transfer? No. In astral bodies? No. In thought reading? Hypnotism?
I believe in hypnotism.
Then you understand how it works. The possibility of entering into the very soul of the person that's been hypnotized. Oh, there are so many mysteries in life. Why is it that Methuselah lived for 900 years? And your Lucy, only 20? Why is it that most spiders die small and soon? And then there was that one great spider that lived in the tower of the old Spanish church for centuries and grew until, upon descending, it could drink all the oil from the church lamps. Ah, and in the Pampas, there are stories of bats that only come out at night. They open the veins of the cattle and the horses and suck them dry. And in the Western seas, high and elsewhere, there are stories of giant bats that hang in the trees all day long. And those that have seen them have described them as giant nuts or pods. And at night, when the sailors go out on deck to sleep because it is hot, they swoop down on them. And in the morning, they are found dead men. Even whiter than your Lucy.
Dear God, Professor! Do you mean to tell me that Lucy was bitten by such a bat? That such a thing is here? In England? Professor Van Helsing, what are you asking of me?
I'm asking you to believe.
To believe what?
To believe in things you cannot. I once knew an American. He described faith thus. It is the faculty to believe in things you know to be untrue. I, for one, follow that man. For he meant that you should have an open mind and not let a little bit of truth check the rush of a big truth, like a small rock will check the rush of a railway car. You get the small truth. Good! You keep it. You value it. But you never assume that that small truth is all the truth in the universe.
Professor Van Helsing, come to the point. Your desires and some previous conviction you think I might have should not injure the receptivity of my mind in regard to some strange matter you wish to introduce.
Exactly. You recall the marks on Miss Lucy's foot. And we read in the paper about the marks on the children's foot.
You think there may be a connection?
Dr. Stewart, I'm afraid that you and Mrs. Harker may be in for a shock. But what I'm about to tell you...
Getting darker earlier and earlier, it seems.
Abby, will you please go upstairs and check on Renfield?
Oh, sir, I'm afraid you never can tell about these loonies, you know.
I shall go with you.
Would you, Mum? I'd ever be so much obliged. You know, when I took this decision, I never thought there'd be no loonies about. No, never had a thought like that. See the birds and the birds are loony.
Dr. Stewart, I'm glad that Mrs. Harker has left us, because what I'm about to reveal to you may be too much for that baby.
Professor Van Helsing, you have been preparing me for some time about some strange matter you wish to introduce. I'm a grown man. A man of science. Surely you should feel no reluctance.
You call the marks on Miss Lucy's foot.
from my room.
That is not possible.
Ah, but it is. You see, for my master has taught me how. So I am no longer your prisoner. I'm free to go wherever I want, wherever I want. Oh, but that should not concern you. You see, I find I like living here. For here are flies, and the spiders, and the sparrows. You had promised me a curtain, but that will no longer be necessary.
Renfield, the truth! How did you get onto that balcony?
All right. So I walked to my window, and I looked out, and I said to myself, Renfield, that is a feat a lizard might do. And aren't you a man greater than a lizard? So I stuck my head out the window and climbed down the bricks and mortar till I reached the balcony. You see, for I once ate a lizard. And so when a lizard I need to be in order to climb a wall, a lizard I am.
Renfield is here, as you see.
Okay. No, I must go home. Oh, for you see, I have in my hand flies. And the flies will be for my spiders. And the spiders will be for my sparrows. And my sparrows. For Renfield! Would you not like to come up and see my room?
My Renfield, I would be delighted to see your room.
I shall be leaving on Tuesday next.
Oh, Mrs. Harker, must you go?
Oh, yes. I'm afraid that I have taxed your hospitality much too much already. Yes, I'm afraid. And now that Lucy is dead, I'm happy too.
Count Dracula.
Please forgive this most sudden interruption, Dr. Schuller. But I felt the need to warn you that one of my dogs has escaped.
Oh?
Yes, the one called Wolf. In fact, he is a wolf I've tamed. Very harmless unless aroused, but liable to frighten.
Oh, dear.
Do not panic, dear lady. This is why I have made my visit. For you see, my men will soon have him, and the alarm will have passed.
A wolf, Dr. Owl.
I am so sorry, Mrs. Harker, that I was unable to attend your niece's funeral. Important affairs carried me away that afternoon. I am sure your grief must be immeasurable. I only met her once, but was struck by her youth and beauty. A tragic loss.
Yes.
Perhaps some evening, dear lady, you will grace my dining room?
Unfortunately, Mrs. Harker leaves on Tuesday.
So soon? A pity. Well, Dr. Schuller, again, forgive the sudden interruption, and Mrs. Harker, perhaps we shall see one another again before you.
Perhaps.
Good evening.
Amazing! The only possible way out
Now, Professor Van Helsing, what is this matter about Lucy, the children on Hampstead Heath?
Mrs. Walker has relayed to me that for several weeks before her death, Miss Lucy told her of a bat attempting to gain entrance into this room.
But there are many bats hereabouts.
Yes, but there's only one, it seems, with the boldness of desire or determination to enter.
And so?
The bat may have been the semblance of something else, such as a wolf might be.
A wolf?
Yes, Dr. Seward. In the dark world of evil, bats and wolves are often the semblance of something else.
I could never believe that.
Miss Lucy died from a great loss of blood. Blood that was sucked from her by one of these evil beings.
And the children on Hampstead Heath?
Suffer the same fate.
From a bat? A wolf?
It is Miss Lucy that is out on Hampstead Heath.
No, no!
Upstairs in my room are books for you to see and to read.
But Lucy is dead, and in her tomb.
Lucy may or may not be in her tomb. That is for us to discover. Go quickly now, to my room. Schnell! Hey! Du bist ein Toter, du bist ein Dummkopf.
Master. I'm here. Master, you promised.
Lucy.
Master. I have waited so long to be held in a man's arms. Take me to the heath, Master, as you promised. Will there be young children there? I need the young blood.
There are two who will be drawn to your presence tonight. A boy, 7, and a girl, 9.
So good. The young blood into my mouth, down my throat, and into my veins, bringing immortal life. Life that is good, Master.
Yes, life that is good. Come, mistress. Let us depart.
Oh, Professor Van Helsing. What is in the bag that it must remain hidden?
Professor, Renfield, you should be sleeping.
How can I sleep when all others around me are up and about?
Back to your room, Renfield.
But it's so very difficult to hide anything here, Doctor. very difficult indeed.
Suppose I must thank you, Professor, for what you did. But still, the horror of it all.
Miss Lucy has been removed from the undead, and now lies amongst the dead. So shall we all someday.
I could not believe my eyes, finding Lucy's coffin empty, and seeing her upon the heath with the child in her arms, watching her teeth upon the child's throat, and then witnessing her return back to the coffin. Though I should have helped you indeed, Professor Van Helsing. I should have helped you.
She was the woman that you loved.
Tell me what you did, Professor. What you had to do.
Oh, I drove a stake to her heart and cut off her head. But now your Lucy is at rest, and the children on Hampstead Heath are safe. For now. For the vampire lives, and is still haunts. And may already be selecting his next victim.
Please, Professor Van Helsing, tell me everything you know.
My knowledge comes from the lore and experience of the ancients, and from those who have studied the powers of the undead. For with the change comes the curse of immortality. They cannot die. They must go on, age after age, adding new victims and multiplying the evils in the world. For those who die from the attacks of the undead become undead themselves. They must choose their victims. So the circle is ever widening, much like a pebble tossed into the water, making a place.
But now Lucy is freed from the undead.
Yes, her soul is free.
Professor, I like you am a student of the occult. I have here a book, long favorite of mine, which I desire you to have.
Why, thank you, Enfield.
You see, I myself am an instance of a man who has held a strange belief. You see, it is in fact no wonder that my friends were worried about me and insisted upon me being put under control. That is, of course, why I am here. My beliefs, which do not differ materially, perhaps, from yours, dignified, of course, by the term metaphysics. But you see, I believe that life was a perpetual and powerful entity, and that by consuming a multitude of creatures, no matter how small the scale of creation, one might indefinitely prolong life. You see, in fact, I held this belief so strongly at times that I was given to try and take human life. The doctor here will bear me out upon one occasion. I tried to kill him. For the purposes of strengthening my own vital powers through the assimilation of his life through the medium of his blood. You see, I take, of course, the biblical reference, Deuteronomy 12:23, which says, "For the blood is the life." I play the part of the lunatic, Professor, and you that of metaphysician. But we both think the same, do we not?
I believe Renfield is our key.
What?
A vampire may only enter when invited to by an inmate. The vampire has been here. He has destroyed our Lucy. Renfield is surely the key. For just as I am interested in your zoophagus patient, so the vampire must be, for he can extend his knowledge, just as he will extend ours. Renfield lives in the world of the occult, and in that world lives our vampire.
Then Renfield is safe.
No. When the vampire has no further use for him, he will be destroyed. But perhaps there is another who will bid him an invitation.
Who in this house would invite such a monster?
Who indeed?
The Count has arrived.
The Count! Please show him in. I forgot the appointment.
is much the same as here, Professor. For you see, until 100 years ago, the two estates were as one, owned by twin brothers. Is it not correct, Dr. Sewell?
Why, yes, I believe so.
I made a full investigation before I purchased, 2 months ago.
So recently.
The Count is from Transylvania.
Transylvania.
Have you been there?
As a matter of fact, I have.
Then you are the first I have met from the outside, perhaps.
I was attending a conference in Budapest, metaphysics. For you see, Count, I am a metaphysician. A stranger that I met at the conference learned of my interest in being and its manifest extensions. He suggested I visit Transylvania, particularly on St. George's Eve.
And did you?
Not on St. George's Eve. At a later date. There were 4 of us in our group. An expedition, you might say.
It is a peasant superstition, Dr. Sewell, that on St. George's Eve, a blue flame may be seen where treasures are hidden. For you see, Transylvania has had an unhappy history, with invasion by the Austrian, the Hungarian, and the Turk. And much wealth naturally found its way buried with those who buried it, never returned. Thus it remains, hidden, just beneath the ground, and waiting.
But if there's a blue flame as the guide, why haven't the treasures been found?
Because the peasant is at heart a coward and a fool. For you see, the flame appears only on the one night. And no man, if he can help it, will venture forth on this night. That is the peasant, not the aristocrat. We are different. We Shekleys have a right to be proud, for in our veins flows the blood of many brave races who fought as the lion fights for lordship. Here, in the whirlpool of European races, the Ulfric tribe brought down from Iceland the fighting spirit which Thor and Woden had bestowed upon them, and which their berserkers displayed to such fell intent on the seaboards of Europe, aye, and of Asia and Africa as well, till the people felt that the werewolves themselves had come. Here too, when they came, they fought like hounds, whose warlike fury had reached the earth in a living flame, till the dying people held that in their veins flowed the blood of the old witches who, expelled from Scythia, had mated with the devils of the desert. Fools! Fools! For what devil or what witch was ever so great as Attila, whose blood flows in these veins? Is it not a wonder that we were a conquering race, that we are proud, that when the Magyar, the Bulgar, the Avar, the Lombard, and the Turk all poured their thousands over our borders, we drove them back? And was it not one of my own race who, as Vavolde, crossed the Danube and beat the Turk on his own ground? These were my ancestors! But the warlike days are over. Blood is too precious a thing in this time of dishonorable peace. And the glories of the great races are as a tale that is told. Forgive me, please, for my ravings.
Not raving, sir, but impressive historical lore. Spoken as if from first-hand experience.
I have read much, Professor. Studied much. For in those musty old tomes do I find a kinship. And I cross the barriers of time, extend my being, one might say. For in studying history, one's own history, through the blood, family, one finds perhaps an intimation of immortality. Tell me, Professor, do you believe in immortality?
Yes, and I will tell you why. All natural longings that are given to us by God or nature have their own natural gratification. And as there is in man this yearning for eternal life, this want for immortality, I believe that that also shall be satisfied.
You speak, of course, of material immortality.
Yes.
Would you not like a glass of sherry, Count?
Thank you, Doctor. Now if we could perhaps return to the purpose of my visit. You have here a young man by the name of Renfield. Do you know?
Why, yes.
A patient of yours, Dr. Sewell. And nearing recovery from whatever has affected him.
There's been no determination of that matter.
When he is discharged, he will perhaps be looking for a position, seeking a mass. I have need of an extra man on the estate. You will perhaps inform young Renfield of this when you find the time is propitious.
I thank you for your kind offer, Count, both for Renfield and myself.
No! Forgive me, dear lady. I was startled by the reflection and thought I saw something. There, on the balcony.
Perhaps a bat, Count. There has been one hereabouts.
Well, Professor, Dr. Shu, if you will, forgive me.
The Count, your neighbor. No one ever mentions his name. He's always the Count, or a neighbor, or the good gentleman from Carfax.
Why, his name is...
Yes, I know. He is Dracula. The Count Dracula.
Why, yes.
My colleagues have been searching all over England for him, and he's been here all this time.
Your colleagues?
From the expedition to Transylvania. After the greatest of difficulties, we located Dracula's castle, for we had gained information as to where it was and of Dracula's being, but when we arrived at the castle, it was too late. The castle was deserted. We did, however, make a significant discovery in the Count's chapel.
Chapel?
A large amount of loam had been recently removed. We learned that a large box had been shipped from the castle to a port in England. We know that it arrived in Whitby, but from there is no trace.
Then you think...
The man, the Count, your neighbor from Carfax, the bat at the window, the wolf you hear howling, oh, Dracula!
How can you be certain?
I purposely held that mirror up to him. There was no objection. We both heard the door open and close when he left. But no one went through that door. At least, no one visible.
Then he's still in the house.
Possibly. Upstairs in my room is a file prepared by one of my colleagues. Years of research. We believe this man to be the famous Dracula from 5 centuries ago. If this be so, then this is no common man. For in his time, and for centuries after, he was spoken of as the cleverest, the most cunning, and the bravest of men. That iron mind and iron resolution may already be arrayed against us.
What are we to do, Professor Van Helsing?
We must locate that box on earth, for that is where he must repose in the daytime.
And then?
And then, we destroy him! We locate the box on earth. We drive a stick through his heart. Then we cut off his head. Have you ever been in Carfax? Do you know anyone who has?
Abby. She was born in the neighborhood. She mentioned that as a child she had been in Carfax.
It's important that we discover where Dracula may be hidden before we attempt to enter Carfax.
Sit there, Abigail. You can be of great help to us, Abigail. It is about Miss Lucy.
Oh, Miss Lucy!
One night before she died, Miss Lucy visited Colfax.
Oh,
She gained entrance to the house. How, Abby, how?
Why, I suspect with the keys, sir. The two houses are the same. Keys and everything.
Abby, you once mentioned that as a child you had been in Colfax.
Didn't mean no wrong, sir. Didn't hurt nothing. 'Twas my brother Tom and I. Rest his soul.
Tell us everything you remember.
Oh, it was when I was 9 or 10 thereabouts. And it was ever so spooky, as you might say. My brother Tom had the key. Took it from the shelf in the kitchen. Only bad thing you did, sir, but no harm came of it. Oh, the door we opened was so creaky the sound would wake the dead, you might say. All inside was dusty and cobwebs everywhere. There was the great hall, and the study, and the pantry in the back. Everything just like here.
Everything just like here?
Well, yes, sir. The two houses are the same, you know.
Thank you, Abigail.
May I leave you, Dr. Seward?
Yes.
Thank you, Doctor. And don't think badly about my brother Tom. He really was a good boy at heart. Rest his soul. You know, Dr. Seward, it really ain't exactly the same. That other house has got its chapel.
I have decided not to leave on Tuesday.
Where could it be? Dracula! We searched all of Colfax. As for a chapel, must be something Abigail imagined.
And Dracula was seen walking in the courtyard of this mansion just before sunrise. Wherever he is hiding, Doctor, he is near, very near. What was once the pursuit of a mystery is now the mystery of a pursuit. Yeah? Are you familiar, Doctor, with Wundt's psychophysical paralysis? Wundt feels that for all psychical process there is a physical complement, and that for every physiological function a psychological meaning. But neither an external nor physiological stimuli will create a psychic phenomenon.
Huh.
About 4 more flies, young Renfield?
Professor, the fly has one interesting characteristic. You see, its wings are typical of the aerial powers of the psychic faculties. The ancients did well when they typified the soul as unto a butterfly.
Oh, so it is a soul you are after now.
No. Life is all I want.
So, young Renfield, you are not interested in souls?
No, indeed, I am not. You see, I only want life.
But Renfield, can you accept life without soul?
I don't want souls.
And yet you want life. And you like life.
Yes.
But Renfield, you cannot accept life without soul. Oh, a fine time you'll have flying around out there someday with the souls of thousands of flies and spiders and birds buzzing and twittering about you. You have taken their lives. You must put up with their souls.
No!
So, young Renfield, would you not care for some sugar to get your flies around again?
It's not necessary, Doctor. It's not necessary. Flies are stupid things. Still, their souls blowing around out my head.
Oh, spiders?
Blow! Spiders! What good are spiders? You can't eat much of them anyway, and they're small. Besides, I don't take stock in such matters anymore. The hell with you and your souls.
Renfield, where did you get that cat? That kitten?
It's from someone who understands me. Someone who's trying to help me. Someone I call Master.
Well, Professor Van Helsing, what do you make of that?
Renfield has fallen victim to the dark world and is deserving of all ire.
And Count Dracula?
Another story. Of course, we should not have expected to find Count Dracula at Carfax. The man is too clever to keep his box of earth in his own house. He has placed it in another place, but where and how? It is vital we locate that box of earth, else someone else join the undead.
Mrs. Harker?
Yes.
Did you find him? Oh, yes, I know. I know. And I have learned about Lucy. Oh, Lucy.
Mrs. Harker, what happened last night?
Well, I took the sleeping draught which Dr. Seward so kindly gave to me, but for a long time it did not act. I seemed to become more wakeful, with myriads of horrible fancies crowding upon my mind, all of them connected with blood, with vampires, with death. Eventually, I must have fallen asleep, but I was awakened somehow, by what I do not know. I felt a vague terror, and I sensed a presence in the room with me. And then I saw, approaching my bed as if coming out of a mist, a figure, all in black. It was Count Dracula! His face was waxen, and his lips were bright red, and his teeth were white and very sharp. I was paralyzed with fear. And then he approached me, and he placed his mouth upon my throat. I felt my strength fade
You, all of you who by nationality or heredity or the possession of natural gifts are fated to hold your respective places in the world, I take to witness that I am as sane as any man in the full possession of all his faculties.
You seem to be improving rapidly.
Dr. Seward, I fear you hardly apprehend my wish. I desire to leave this place, here, now, this very moment, this very hour, if I may. I feel it is only necessary to put so simple yet so momentous a request in front of so admirable a practitioner as Dr. Seward, merely to ensure its fulfillment. And is it possible I have erred in my supposition?
You have.
Then I must shift the ground of my request. I am content in this situation to implore not on personal grounds, of course, but out of the sense of the highest duty towards others. Sir, if you could but look into my heart, I am sure you would approve to the fullest the sentiments which animate me. Nay, you could count me amongst the truest and best of your friends.
Can you not tell us, Renfield, the true reason you wish to be free tonight?
Come, Renfield, tell us.
Dr. Seward, if I were free to speak my mind, I would not hesitate a moment. However, I find I am not my own master in the matter. Alright, I can only ask you to trust me. And if I am refused, the responsibility does not lie with me. Dr. Seward, please, you must let me go. Send me away from this house at once. How you will, where you will. Send me with minders, with whips and chains. Send me in a straitjacket, manacled and leg iron, and send me to a cell, but you must let me go. Can't you hear me? Can't you understand? I'm a lunatic and a mad fit. I am a sane man, fighting for his soul. In the name of the Almighty, by all you hold dear, by all you hold sacred, you must let me go and save my soul from guilt. Please, listen to me and let me go!
Come, Renfield, no more of this. It's best you go to your room.
You will, I trust, Dr. Seward, when all is said and done, do me the honor and the justice to remember that I did what I could to convince you.
Mrs. Harker. Mrs. Harker.
Yes.
Where are you, Mrs. Harker?
What?
Where are you?
I don't know. Very strange.
What do you see?
Nothing. It's very dark.
Are you in this house?
Yes. Yes. And now I see him. Count Dracula! Oh, please, take me away from here, please!
Oh, important information. Do you perhaps have old papers, drawings of this house? The two houses were created exactly the same for twin brothers. Not possible. There was an underground passageway between the two. I keep thinking of Abby's remembering a chapel.
Something she imagined.
Judging from the paper and the watermark, these drawings are less than 100 years old, from the time of the property's division. Do you have a marker?
A what?
A ruler. We check the scale and measurements. Just as I expected. 6 feet off.
What?
From the drawings and the paper, which means part of this room has been sealed off.
You mean?
It was a chapel. Years ago there was a chapel! And that is where Dracula has made his hiding place. Using the underground tunnel from Carfax. Quickly, bring Abby down!
Hurry! Come! Come, let's go!
Yes, sir.
Sit, Abby, sit!
No, Abby. You are a good girl, yeah? A white and helpful girl. Years ago, you were in the mansion at Carfax. You said you were in the chapel.
Oh, no, ma'am. We didn't go inside, brother and I. We were too frightened. We just looked in.
Where was the chapel, Abby? Try to remember.
Why? Oh, the study, ma'am. Here.
Redfield! I heard Redfield's voice calling for help, but when I ran to his room, he was lying on the floor with blood all around.
He's dead, Mrs. Harker.
There was a cat, a kitten, lapping up the blood.
For the blood is the life. I loved him, Mrs. Harker.
Poor young man. Poor demented young man. Perhaps that is to be my fate, for he had been touched by Dracula just as I have been.
Now is the time, Dr. Seward.
Sit there, Abigail.
Oh, sir, I'm afraid.
They're fake!
No!
But we must remember that at his death, his first death, he was a great man.
He is truly dead.
Now just a character to be remembered. The adventure has ended. And Miss Lucy, Renfield, all of us, our characters, if we are to be remembered at all, to have any extension in being in time, any form of immortality, it will be as memories, along with Dracula.
That deserve to have a final bow. Oakley and Megan, if you guys would please come down and join us. Thank you very much.
It's the book. Now maybe I'll know how it really goes.
I think you were close.
Yeah. It's not based on a book. Please talk to one of us out in the lobby. We'd be happy to help you out. We need your financial